If you're a developer, you absolutely know this feeling. AI can whip up a working prototype in, what, minutes. But the real question is, can you actually trust that code in production? Well, today we're diving into something called vibe engineering. It's a new approach that really promises the best of both worlds. And this really gets to the heart of the problem every modern dev team is wrestling with, right? How do we use the incredible, almost magical speed of AI code generation without creating this huge tangled mess of technical debt that's going to come back to bite us, for years to come? This image just perfectly captures the two worlds we're juggling. Over on one side, you have this wild, creative, fast-paced energy of what we're calling vibe coding. And on the other, you've got the disciplined, stable, structured world of vibe engineering. The real magic happens when you build a bridge between the two. So let's start with the magic. Because, let's be honest, it's impossible to deny how amazing it is to just tell an AI what you want in plain English and then just watch it appear on your screen. It's kind of seductive, right? And that's what vibe coding is all about. You give an AI, specifically a large language model or LLM, the vibe, the intent, the user experience you're going for, just using natural language. And poof, in minutes, a functional prototype just emerges. It really does feel like you're building at the speed of thought. Okay, but here comes the twist in the story. That incredible speed, it comes with a really serious and often totally hidden downside. And that downside has a name. Technical debt at warp speed. Think about it. If the AI can generate thousands of lines of code in seconds, that also means it can generate thousands of lines of untested, unoptimized, and maybe even insecure code just as fast. So the problem isn't just that the code might be bad, it's the sheer volume of it. Our old school quality checks, like manual code reviews, they were designed for humans working at human speed. They just cannot keep up with the absolute fire hose of code coming from an AI. But what if we could turn this around? What if we could use the AI not just to create the potential mess, but also to help us clean it up? And this is where our hero, vibe engineering, enters the scene. So, vibe engineering is the discipline that basically tames the wild energy of vibe coding. It's not about slowing down, not at all. It's about building in a way that's sustainable. It blends that initial super fast creation with the hardcore principles of testing, security, and architecture. It's all about finding that Goldilocks zone, not too fast and loose, not too slow and rigid, but just right. Okay, so what does this actually look like in practice? How do these two different approaches come together to create one really powerful workflow? Let's break it down. What's so cool here is the contrast. In the vibe phase, it's all about natural language, thinking about intent and asking, hey, does this look and feel right? But then, in the engineering phase, you shift gears completely. You're using traditional tools like compilers and debuggers, and you're focused on security, scalability, and asking the tough question, does it pass the tests? You see? You go from a high-level idea to something that is refactored, solid, and totally production-ready. And this fundamentally changes the role of the developer. You're not just a coder, a writer of syntax anymore. You're now the editor-in-chief. Your main job is to verify the logic, check the architecture, and ensure the security of the code that the AI is producing for you. So we've covered the what and the why. Now let's get into the good stuff, the practical how. It's time to open up the Vibe Engineering Toolkit. The whole process really boils down to 3 core steps. First, you use iterative prompting to get your main feature working. That's the vibe part. Second, you push that code through your automated CI/CD pipelines for some serious, rigorous verification. And third, you add what are called refinement layers, basically using the AI itself to refactor, optimize, and even add documentation to the code. So what are you actually looking for? Well, let's start with architecture and logic. Did the AI just spit out one massive monolithic file? If so, you prompt it to break that down into smaller, reusable components. And this is crucial. Are all the inputs being sanitized and validated? This is a huge security blind spot. And finally, is the error handling any good? Or is it just a generic try-catch block? You want structured logging. Next up, security. And this one is absolutely non-negotiable. You have to audit all the dependencies the AI suggests. LLMs are famous for suggesting insecure or sometimes even completely made-up libraries. And please, make sure there are no hard-coded secrets like API keys just sitting there in the code. And finally, check that every single entry point into your app has proper authentication. Every single one. And finally, let's talk about quality. You can actually ask the AI to generate unit tests for you. And you should push for high coverage, especially on all those tricky edge cases. Look for performance bottlenecks, like making the same API call over and over. And this is a big one. Prompt it to generate documentation that explains the why behind the code, not just the what. Now for the really fun part, the power prompts. Instead of just asking for code, you give the AI a persona. With a prompt like this, you're basically saying, hey AI, put on your staff engineer hat. Find the architectural flaws in this code and tell me exactly how to fix them. Need to lock down your code? Use this security hardening prompt. This tells the AI to specifically look for the OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities. That's the industry standard list of critical security risks. You're literally turning your AI into a cybersecurity expert that not only finds the problems, but also rewrites the code using secure production-grade patterns. This one might be my favorite, the edge case hunter. Here, you're asking the AI to be a pessimist. You're telling it to imagine all the weird, non-obvious ways this piece of code could break in the real world, and then generate the tests to prove that it won't. It's brilliant. And finally, there's the debt cleanup prompt. This is for making sure that your new, shiny AI-generated feature actually plays nice with the rest of your code base. It automates all that tedious work of enforcing style guides, cleaning up dead code, and simplifying overly complex logic. You know, when you start putting all of this together, it becomes way more than just a set of tools or prompts. It really represents a fundamental cultural shift in how we approach building software. And that brings us right back to our central image here. Vibe engineering isn't about picking one side over the other. It's about synthesis. It's a real evolution that integrates the agility of rapid creation with the stability of disciplined engineering, all into one powerful, unified whole. So the big takeaway here is this. Absolutely embrace the incredible speed of AI. But as you do it, you have to constantly ask yourself this one question. Is the code I'm shipping just built on vibes, or is it truly engineered to last?